Good morning, FlossTube. Welcome to my channel. My name is Robin, and this is my channel, Lady Robins. This is a FlossTube channel, so if you're new to FlossTube, this is where we sit around and talk about our cross-stitching and fiber arts endeavors. If you're interested, I'm also on Instagram, same handle, Lady Robins. I am really thrilled to have you all here. It is, for me, it's Thursday morning, the 25th of August, and this is my FlossTube number 120. So I've done quite a few of these little videos. We are having a really fantastic, beautiful summer day here in the Seattle area, although it might get up to 90. I'm pretty good with those low 80s, but when you get up to that almost 90 mark, I'm not so great with it, but it'll be fine. We'll make it through. I have got all sorts of fun cross-stitching things to talk to you about today. It has been 2 weeks since my last video, so welcome. I think I have a couple new subscribers, so welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you for coming to my channel and subscribing and liking and all of those things. And for my returning friends and subscribers, welcome back. Thank you for continuing to be here and to follow me and to comment and you know, do all the things. I really value I value you, and I appreciate you being here, seeing what I'm up to. So what am I going to be up to? Well, cross stitch, of course. But before we get rolling, let's do our mug of the day. Because it's going to be so stinking hot here today, I thought I would break out an oldie but a goodie mug. So here we are, and this is our Seattle mug. Yep, I like this mug, and these are my colors. We've talked about it before. I am a cool color girl. I love blues and greens, so this one is perfect for me. Nothing interesting in the mug today, just brewed coffee. Got to get the hot beverages in before the temperatures get too high, and then we have to switch over to the cold beverages, right? So sit back, you guys, relax. Grab your stitching, grab your beverage, and let's have a chat about stitching, shall we? Love that coffee. I think I say that every time. Okay, so today on my FlossTube, I have 5 FFOs to show you. 5 of them. Can you believe it? I'm not sure I've ever showed 5 in one video. This might be a world record for me. Who knows if I will ever have such a record again. Plus, I also have an FO, something that I started and finished since my last video. So I've got that to show you. And then, of course, I've got updates on whips. I've got a little bit of haul. You know, we'll talk about life as we go. What else? Oh, and at the end, I thought I would mention some FlossTubers that I watched, and I've just had a really good, a really good couple of stitchy weeks here. In fact, I thought I would show you. I'm keeping track of my stitching in the book of days, and you guys, since the 3rd of August, I haven't missed a day of stitching. And since the 9th of August, I haven't missed a 25/7 stitch session. I have stitched, in fact, I've already done my 25/7 for today on the 25th of August. I got up, I sat down with my first cup of coffee for the day, and I sat down and stitched my 25/7 piece is Huckleberry Farm, so I'll show you where I got to on Huckleberry Farm. So I'm just having a really good stitchy August. I'm really happy with my progress on all my pieces. So yeah, and the other thing, I finished all my whip go goals for the month. Yes, I haven't done that in forever. So we've got lots of good stitching to talk about, but why don't we start with our FFOs? So the first thing that I finished and I FFO'd for you is my August Snowflower Diary piece. So when last we were together, I had the dog done. I had these flowers. I had the, you know, the leaves here and this little flower down here. I had the border, the grass border that the dog's sitting on. I had August. I had the butterflies, right? I had all that stuff. But I hadn't done these, and these are lazy daisies. And so I got my lazy daisy flowers put in, and then I got this, I always call it an Art Deco border. So I got the Art Deco border finished. So I got the whole, you know, the whole piece finished. I got all the stitching finished, and then I fully finished. I just put it on acid-free mat board. I lace it to my board. I put a big old fat magnet on the back so you can see my X. X marks the spot for the middle. And then I put it on this this picture frame. You can see that it's actually, I might have to get a new piece of fabric. I'm surprised how faded it is, but you can see the magnet on the back is right there. And I just clip it in. Once I clip it in, you can't really see how faded that fabric is, but I'm always shocked when I take it down. So anyway, this is my first FFO for the month. This is the August Snowflower Diaries piece. So I'm just thrilled. I'm just thrilled with how that looks. I have to thank my friend Melissa Johnson. She was the one that that showed me how to do lazy daisies at one of our Pacific Northwest Stitchers Sunday meetups. She did a couple of months ago. Yeah, I think it was maybe in June. I think she showed me how to do that on a different Snowflower Diary piece, and that was you know, just exactly what I needed. I needed just a little bit of hand holding to get over my fear of those lazy daisies. And what was really fun was when I started stitching these little flowers here. I mean, I was looking at the chart, and it, you know, this leaf goes here, and then, you know, this goes there, and then by the time I was done, I was like, yeah, I guess it's approximately here. Oh, that looks like it could use a flower, and, you know, or a petal. And some of them you know, didn't quite have enough room for 5 petals, so some of them only have 2 petals. I got very bold. I made it my own. See, I am able to learn new tricks, even though I'm an old dog, right? So that was just so much fun to get that stitched. And in fact, and up in the house, I didn't get it FFO'd until August 17th. So it's only been up for a week. So because of that, I'm so enjoying looking at it. I haven't started my September Snowflower Diary piece, which is 2 cute little owls. I am thinking of skipping September for now and just starting in on October so that I can have the cute little border collie up, and then I'm not in such a rush. And so I will just hit September probably in January, because I've got 2 months if I do this. I never stitched February, and if I skip September, I'll have 2 months at the end of the year that I still need to make up. But that's what I'm kind of thinking of doing, is just jumping in and starting October, and not being in such a panic, and then I'll be, you know, then I'll be a little calmer. But as long as we're talking about Snowflower Diaries, we're kind of off track. But let me just show you what the upcoming months are. So September is these cute little owls. I think they're adorable. And it's got a little apple down there. Isn't that sweet? Yeah. Oh, there's something about Snowflower Diaries. I love everything about them. And then That's a September. I don't think I might have said October. That's the September piece. October is this, which is also adorable. It's got a little hedgehog and a snail. Oh, what a crack up. This is sweet too. So I think I'm going to start on October and skip September for now, because I don't think I think I'll always be in a rush if I don't give myself that grace to skip a month. So for all of you people that have been cheering me on with Snowflower Diaries, I might have to make just a little tiny adjustment so that I can be a little bit ahead of the game. So that's my thinking. We'll see if I actually do it, but that's my thinking for now. Okay, so what else? Oh, the other thing, I finally finished my Prairie Schooler Sunny Days. Let me show you. I've got 4 of them finished. Let me off camera, sorry. So I finished them all exactly the same, and this is what they look like. So I stitched them on a 32 count, 32 count, just white linen, nothing fancy, Zweigart based white linen. So there is our lighthouse, and where's the other tall one? Here is our seagull. So I've got 2 that I made vertical, right? And then 2 that I made horizontal. So I took the crab and the sailboat. So these guys are teeny tiny, but I used just, double folded seam binding tape. Picked that up at Joann's, and also found this anchor fabric at Joann's. So these are all set. What I like to do on these little decor pieces is I like to attach the, what am I saying? The charm. There's a charm that I order off of Etsy that says 2022. And so on the back of these, I'm just gonna add my 2022 charm, and that way I will know what year I stitched them in. So there you go, you guys. I finally got these things off my craft table and up and on display in my house. So I'm really super happy with how these turned out. And like I said, I just have to sit down and sew my charms on them. That'll take me half an hour. So yay, they're ready to go. They're up and sitting in my entryway, so that when people come in, they can have all sorts of, cute little things to look at. So that is that is Sunny Days by the Prairie Schooler. Yeah, it was really, I'm such a pokey finisher. It's just so funny. When I finish something, I do things in stages. So I will cut, the cross stitch piece to the size I need it, and then I'll cut the interfacing, and then I'll sew that on. I'll steam that on, right, with the iron, and then I'll get the backing fabric, and then I'll cut that, and then I'll put the seam put the interfacing on that, and then finally I'll get them all together, and then I'll stitch around it, and then a day or 2 days later, then I'll finally stuff them. Then they'll be all stuffed, and then I'll finally close the bottom. It just takes me forever, because I just don't enjoy that process very much, but I sure like my results. So, I just know that that's the way I do it. I just have to, piece things out and, do a little bit this day, and then, something else the next day. So it works. I get it finished eventually. Okay, so that's my 5 FFOs, fully finished objects. And I had, like I said, I gave myself a start and a finish. It's not very big. It's going to be another little pillow, but I stitched up and finished Helen D's Blueberries and Black Bears freebie. So this is on Helen's, Helen's got a link to her Google Doc on her FlossTube channel. So Helen D, I don't know if she's got it linked on her Instagram, but she's East Coast Crafter on Instagram. I know you can find it. So anyway, I didn't have all of Helen's called for flosses, so I just pulled from my stash what I thought was a good, equivalent. So I did have the Gentle Arts Blueberries floss. That's what the blueberry word is stitched in, and then the darker berries are also stitched in the blueberry floss. My blueberry wasn't very variegated, so mine doesn't quite look the same as Helen's. And what she had suggested, kind of on the spots here that, would kind of be the reflection of the light, she had on the lighter berries, she had you fill that in with the blueberry floss, and then the this color is DMC 161. So the blueberry one is supposed to have a fill-in of DMC 161, and then the blueberry one is supposed to fill in with I'm trying to say it, but anyway, what I decided after all that rambling is just to leave them blank, because I stitched this on 28 count Lakeside linen navy bean, and I just thought that the navy bean peeking through was, a good enough highlight for me. I liked it, and I did a couple of those filled in with the opposite floss, and I didn't like it. It didn't really do that highlight thing for me, so I just left it blank, and I think it's fine. So I'm hoping, it's my day off from work, I'm hoping later today I can Scooby-Doo up to Joann's and find some sort of fabric for, the bottom and then the back of the pillow. I looked through my stash. I don't have anything that really goes with these colors. So let's cross our fingers that it's not all pumpkins and witches. It'll be able to find something in a blue or purplish color. So that's it on my FFO. That's what I did. So that is, now you're all caught up on FFOs and FOs. So beyond that stuff, what else did I do this month? The other things that I have stitched on, I hit on it earlier. For my 25/7 stitching, I am stitching Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower, and it seems like it's a huckleberry blueberry type of episode. Here is the picture of the chart, and I've gotten quite a bit done. So I started, let's see if I can pull that back a little bit. When I started working on this for 25/7, I hadn't filled in any of the berries along the border, so I started working on that. And then I just started working on the alphabet, and somehow I've forgotten to put in the little bees. So now my bee's in there. So yeah, I'm getting good progress on this. This is a 36 count BeStitchMe fabric called Huckleberry, and it's available. It's in her line. So if you're looking for a good purpley fabric, talk to Brandy at BeStitchMe, because she knocked it out of the park with this. So in case you're new to 25/7 stitching, I talk about it all the time. It's where you pick up the same piece 7 days a week and you stitch on it for 25 minutes a day, or you can have the 25 be 25 stitches. So you decide what you want your 25 to be. I like 25 minutes. That's when I get a lot of my FlossTube watching done, is when I'm doing 25/7 stitching. So that's my progress on this guy. I just adore it. I had hoped that I would have it finished for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit at the end of September. That's not gonna happen, but that's okay. I'm having fun stitching on it. It's a bit of a challenge for me because I normally do not stitch. This is a 36 count. I might have said 32 before. If I did, forgive me. It's actually 30. I'm stitching it 1/2, and this is on 36 count fabric. So that's a bit of a struggle for me, because it's not that I can't see the holes. It's just that I'm so used to 32 count that it's that much smaller. And so my brain goes, wait a minute, that's not the normal length of stitch. So it actually takes me a few minutes to kind of get in the flow of stitching on something that's slightly smaller. So anyway, that's my progress on Huckleberry Farm on my 25/7 project. The next thing that I worked on is Noelle, the Noel Sampler by Satsuma Street. That's how it goes. And that was one of my whip go calls. So let me just show you the cover, what it's going to look like. And I got quite a bit done. So my whip go goal on this piece was 5 days of stitching. And I used to say, you know, whatever is if I pick it up and put in 3 stitches, it's a day. I've modified that in my head where it has to be a minimum of an hour to count as a day, because you're not making any progress if you put in 3 stitches and, you know, declare you're done. In my head, that's cheating. And it's my whip go, so I get to make my own rules, and that's my rules. It's got to be at least an hour of stitching to count as a day. Okay, so when I showed this to you on my last video, let me just hold up the whole piece. I had these 5 were all completed, and I said that this one was finished, but it turned out it wasn't. I still had to do the tail, and I had to do the beak and the eyeball. So now this, I'm assuming it's a dove. So now this dove is finished. And then I also finished the Christmas ornament. There is some back stitching that goes in there, but I don't back stitch until I'm completely finished with a piece, because I stitch in hand. I'm always afraid I'm going to distort my back stitching by, you know, tugging it around. So, you know, the big stitching is done. I just have to do a little back stitching. And then I'm working on this, and this is the start of the letter E, because Noelle is right in the middle. So I'm working here. My thinking is I'm going to go down in rows so that I can roll my fabric and just keep going. So I actually got quite a bit of stitching done in my 5 days on the Noel Sampler. And I just love the colors on this thing. And this is being stitched on a 28 count. I think it's platinum. I think. I know I monkeyed around last week. I was actually going to look it up for you guys, and I forgot. But I know it's 28 count. I think it's platinum, but I'm stitching it 2/2. And yeah, it's stitching great. I really love these colors. So even though my 25/7 goal is finished on this piece, it's not going away. I've got to keep stitching on it because I just love it. And it would be really cool to get a few more blocks done and, you know, push towards the finished by the end of the year. Who knows? Who knows? Might not be done by the end of the year, but that's okay. Any stitching is good stitching. So I did that, and then the last piece that I stitched on, I worked on my Quaker Turtle, and so that is right over here. Woo, clunk. Okay, and I'm almost finished with a Quaker. So this is what it looks like in case you've forgotten, and I'm working on this Quaker up here, and it's almost done. And because of that, I'm feeling really good about the possibility of getting a Quaker and a half done by the end of the month. So I've just got a little flower right down here, and then I've got to finish up the border, and then that Quaker is finished. And then from there, I was looking at this pattern a couple of days ago, and I think, I'm trying to see what was my big plan. Okay, there's the head, there's the flipper, got that one done. Yeah, so I was thinking of heading down and starting on that Quaker. So finish up this guy and head down and start that guy, and then once that guy's done, move over to this one and then do that big guy. That's my stitching stitching map on Quaker Turtle. So anyway, yeah, there we are. And this is stitched on 32 count antique white. I can't remember if it's Lugana or not. I don't think so. I think it's just antique white Zweigart, and it's all done in DMC. It's DMC 3808. So nothing terribly fancy. The reason I chose what I chose is, you know, this is going to get touched a lot, and being on white linen, I thought there's a pretty good possibility, despite the fact that I wash my hands before I touch my pieces and while I'm stitching, and even like right now, I just washed my hands before I started doing my video. I figured there's a pretty good possibility it'll get a little grimy, and I'll want to wash it before I frame it. And I usually don't wash things that have overdyed floss in them. So I picked the DMC because it's color fast, so that this I could wash and iron before I get it framed. So there you have it. Yeah, that's all I stitched on, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I have just the teeniest bit of haul to show you. So let's do haul. You'll just laugh. It's pretty teeny tiny. Last time I had told you I was waiting for purchase from an Etsy store. I think it was Nicole's, no, Hollis. Yep. Anyway, these are the two things that I got from her. I finally broke down and got the Little House Needleworks, the library. And I was inspired by Megan, who is the Seattle Stitcher. She has been showing her piece, and it's just right up my alley. I couldn't not have that. So there's another bigger piece. And then the other thing, I could not find this locally, is the Prairie Schooler, and this is Nordic Holiday. And I just love those. So I want to get some of those. stitched up on my tree for this Christmas. So those were the things that came through from my Etsy order. And then the other things that I picked up, I wanted to start Helen D's Blueberries and Black Bears piece. And I was going through my fabric stash, and I have got a lot of fabric that's brightly colored from stitching clubs, and I love all of it. However, I was noticing that I had a real lack of just basic neutral linen colors. So last week I went to my local L&S, local needlework store, Thread Needle Street in Issaquah, Washington, and I was like, Denise, I just need some basics. And so I came home with a stack of fabric, because it drives me crazy when I'm trying to start a piece and I feel like I don't have anything that'll work. So what I picked up was I picked up Picture This Plus Doubloon, which that's a good basic, right? I picked up Fiber on a Whim Latte. I picked up a pretty good sized chunk of Vintage Country Mocha. You can never go wrong with Vintage Country Mocha. I picked up more 32 count platinum. You can always use a good platinum. I picked up 32 count Picture This Plus Wren. And then I couldn't leave it behind. I picked up 32 count milk chocolate. I don't know what I'm going to stitch on this. I love it. It's so pretty, and it really does feel like chocolate milk to me. So that was my fabric haul. That was quite a bit of fabric. And then when I was there, Denise had a couple of charts that I just had to have. This is the Halloween Doodles by Heart and Hand, and I showed this to my husband. He's like, yep, get that stitched up. He thought that was really cute. And then I don't know when I'm gonna start this, but I did pick up Plum Street Live on Little. It's the whale border, you guys. I love the whale border. And of course the sailboat. Yeah, so I picked up this. This is a whopper. Like I said, I don't know when I'll start that, but I just wanted to have it. So that's my haul. Yeah, that fabric was that was kind of expensive, all that fabric, but it's here. I'll have good choices for starting things. So I'm thrilled with that. I thought at this point, I just tell you about a couple of FlossTubers that I watched recently, and I'll let you go into the next FlossTube video. There is a gal who is, oh my gosh, I can't remember her first name now. Anyway, she's put up one video. It's called My Creative Corner 3, the number 3, My Creative Corner 3. And she stitched, you know, back in the 70s and the 80s, it sounds like, and is just kind of getting back into stitching. I thoroughly enjoyed her channel. She was a delight. She showed things that she had stitched from leisure art books, and I gotta say, I absolutely adored going down memory lane with her, because I feel like when she was describing the things that she was stitching then, that was the sort of stuff I was doing as well. And it was just, it just rung all the right bells for me. So go check her out. I might be making it up. I think her first name might have been Sarah, I think. Anyway, go watch her. She was fantastic. I really enjoyed watching her and hearing her excitement about new charts and flosses. She has been watching Fat Quarter Shop. She was just delightful. I thoroughly enjoyed her. A blast from the past, Ginger Gerald is back. He posted a video last week, I think it was. He said he's got all sorts of, you know, life changes happening. He's doing some schooling. I'll let you watch his video. But it was really fun to see Ginger Gerald again. So go watch him. The rest I watch the classics, you guys. I watched Brenda and Laura, the serial starter. I watched a couple of Kim Goldman, FlossTubes, Niecy Lynn, who else? Janet Jabber, of course. I adore Janet. She is so faithful. Every Tuesday morning there is a video from Janet, and she accompanies my 24/7 stitching. Of course, Helen D. Yeah, you know, all the folks. But I specifically wanted to call out My Creative Corner 3. She was delightful. Oh, and somebody that's been around for a while that I've just gotten into, C. Zook Stitch. I don't know where I've been, but I finally have gotten on the bandwagon for her channel, and boy, she has got me organizing my craft room. She was talking about she got rid of a table in her dining room because it just didn't work for her, and you know, her plans for putting in bookcases and all, you know, all this stuff. She's got all these, you know, kind of organizing plans, and if I turned the camera, you would gasp at the horror that is this room. It looks pretty good from the head up. From the shoulders down, it's a nightmare, but it's gonna get better, because I remember my mom saying to me 100 years ago, Robin, if you're storing something on the floor, you got too much stuff. Leaning things up against the wall is not a storage location, which is what has slowly been happening. So I am bound and determined to get rid of things that I'm not using, things that can be sent to Goodwill. We've got a really cool place in Seattle called Recreative. If you're in the Seattle area, look them up, because they are a place that takes craft and craft related items. So they'll take books, they'll take cross stitch, they'll take painting, they'll take paintbrushes. However, there is a very curated space. So you have to email them and tell them what you've got, and if you can, upload pictures, and then if it's something that they've got a need for, they will allow you to donate it, which is great, because it's not the free for all that Goodwill is. I love a good Goodwill, you know, romp. However, Recreative is, like I said, it's a more curated, it's a more tailored selection of things that that you can purchase. So I'm hoping that I will have good enough stuff that they will take it. If not, it'll go to Goodwill. But anyway, I don't know why I got onto that, but that's actually what's been going on in my life, is I am slowly trying to make room for things that are stored on the floor and get them, you know, in the bookcases and in the closet and all that stuff. So yeah, lots of organizing around here for me. We're working in the yard. We have pulled out 2 roadies, 3 shrubs. What else? Lots of pruning, lots of weeding. It's just hysterical. It's the middle of August and I feel like I'm doing my spring yard cleanup. Which just shows you how busy we've been. We just haven't been able to get there. Oh well, you do it when you have time. So my yard is looking a whole lot better. I think the neighbors are not going to petition for us to leave this week. It's fun. I'm having a good time. So mom and dad seem to be you know, on an even keel right now. We haven't had any crazy phone calls, so that's good. I think I'll go over and visit them later today. So anyway, enough of that. I'm still reading the 3-Year Swim Club, so no new book recommendations for us today. So that's it for me, you guys. Have a fantastic day. I hope you get as much time as you'd like to stitch. I hope that summer is continuing where you are, and you know, you're enjoying all the things. So have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you next time. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Stitch happy, my friends. Bye.